Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am in DCS World and I'm taking a look today at the default map, which is the Caucasus or Caucasus, whatever. I never did get the pronunciation of that down. The default map is what we'll call it for DCS World. I've done 3 other videos on the other map modules that you can buy for DCS World to give you an idea of what kind of content you get with them. And I figured, I know this is kind of the obvious, but if you own DCS World, you have this map, but I wanted to cover what you get with the modules that I have to give you an idea of what you're going to get with any of the modules that you were going to happen to purchase if you didn't own the Persian Gulf or the Nevada or the Normandy map. So, here in the A10C, these are probably the oldest missions, to be honest. But, let's take a look. Cold and dark, takeoff, free flight, night free flight, landing, night landing, offensive BFM, 2 versus 1 ACM, East Georgia Spring, Russian foothills fall. Let's take a look at this one and see what this one has to offer. And bear with the fact that I am not very proficient in the A10C. I think I played it back in 2010 for a bit, and I only added it to my DCS account since I still had the serial number lying around, but I don't really know much about this thing, or don't remember much about this thing, is the thing. Let's see. Changing some of my weapon systems around here. See if I can drop something on these guys, or manage to. Where is my master arm in this thing? Looks like master arm is on, and the gun is armed and ready to go. Let's see what kind of damage we can do. So as you can see, it looks pretty good. I mean, it's not, I guess it's not a terrible map. It's just not my preferred map, shall I say. Actually, I gotta get the gun down lower to take a gunshot first. And I'm way too low. And I completely missed everything. But again, the intention of this is not to show you how good or bad I am in the A10C. It's to take a look at the map and the surroundings. So in fall it looks rather nice, not bad. I think this one's more suited for helicopters too. Oh, I got a cluster bomb on this thing. This thing is so slow compared to other jets. Look at this 212. There's my smoke over there. It handles rather well though. But for the default map, you know what? I never really messed around with this time of year with it. And it looks pretty cool. Now, I never figured out how to deploy weapons with this thing either, so do I just like select here to select the target and then bring it up with it? Oh, this is an interesting delivery method.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude. Pull up, pull up.
Am I actually dropping anything is the question. Oh, I did. And I got a direct hit. Imagine that. So anyways, the fall season looks really nice on this map, and the city looks actually pretty good. And I haven't really been a fan of this map, so maybe I need to rediscover it myself. Let's go back to instant action, the A10. So what did I pick? Oh, I picked spring. No, I picked easy. Russian foothills in the fall, that's what it was. Let's pick spring and see what springtime looks like on this map. And these are probably the oldest missions, because this shit came out in like 2010, I believe it was. And I also have a capped 100 because I pushed my refresh rate back to 100 hertz instead of 144. And because, and put VSync on, because recording the videos, it seemed to do much better that way. If I let it go up over 100 frames per second, there's some kind of loss going on, and it just screws up the videos and makes the videos turn out really shitty, because I think I can only record at 60 FPS, or 60 hertz, shall we say. So this is pretty much how most people see it. It's very green a lot of the time. And let's see. We're going to drop on these guys, or attempt to drop on these guys. I'm going to line up a shot with the guns first, which I never seem to hit anything with, but I'm going to try anyway.
Pull up, pull up.
And drop, drop, drop. Hopefully. Did I drop anything? And I don't think I did that time. Like I said, not that familiar in the A10. I'm just trying to show you the terrain more than anything. So that's what you get for the A10. If you go in here and you take a look at the Viggen, nice variety of missions: beachhead interdiction, airborne intercept, defensive countermeasure, tank busting, rocket attack. Oh, let's see this one. Hopefully this one doesn't start from the ground. That module is really good for that, even instant action missions, which is pretty annoying. Oh my, I'm actually in the air for once. Hey, check it out. It's winter time. And actually for winter it looks pretty good, surprisingly. We'll be crossing the bridge. Attack them before they can cross the river. Alright. Take a look at the Viggen. Looks rather nice, as expected. Where's this bridge at that I have to get to? My waypoint is right here, north of Zugdidi, whatever that is. Okay, my waypoint has changed just a little bit. Where's this bridge at? Still not seeing it. It's really hard to get used to track IR after using VR so much. Aha, I see some APCs up ahead. Those are probably my targets. Oh, they're lined up over there. Let's see if we can get them. I'm going to line up over on the other side and go one backwards. There we go. Got my rockets loaded. Zoom back around, turn this thing around. They're starting to line up. So winter looks actually pretty good here. And I guess that's one thing you don't get with the other maps. Maybe with Normandy you would, but not with the Persian Gulf, and not with the Nevada maps. You're not going to get snow very often, I would imagine. Okay, hit a couple of them. But again, it looks pretty good for winter. Alright, let's take a look at Harrier. Nice variety of missions for the Harrier. Let's take a look at the free flight. And this is the way most people see it, usually. Green, green, and more green. Very nice cities, though. So I guess if you've never seen the Persian Gulf or the NTTR Nevada map, you may actually like this. And some people say that they prefer this map more than those, but... And there's definitely a lot more trees here. And I turned my trees back on to spawn in 100% instead of them breathing into life at the distance on the horizon. So this really is good for helicopters, I suppose. Okay, let's take a look at the F-16. Tons of missions for the F-16. That's rather cool. Fighter intercept, night fighter intercept, close air support, interdiction. The F-5, you usually get just 6 missions. The F-14, you've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 missions. Let's jump into the free flight and see how it looks from the Tomcat. Loading, loading, loading. Surprisingly, that took forever to load. Is it gonna load? Did we crash? What's up? There we go. F-14 cockpit alone takes up a lot. Alrighty. We're up pretty high. Just kind of a nice little view of what's going on down below. Coming in from the Black Sea, I believe this is. And one thing I just noticed is how much RAM I'm using. If you look in the top left-hand corner, it looks like I'm using about 20 gigabytes. So I guess there is an argument for going from 16 to 32 gigabytes in DCS, because it's definitely using 20 right now, and almost all my video memory, 7.4 gigabytes of VRAM. Looks rather decent from altitude. And the Tomcat always looks good. We'll jump back out of here, and let's see, F-18C, nice little variety of missions. Flaming Cliffs, you're going to get a shit ton. Ooh, maybe not. This is surprising. So, Flaming Cliffs with just the free map. Flaming Cliffs with the Persian Gulf map in comparison. Flaming Cliffs with the Nevada map in comparison. So it seems like you get a hell of a lot more with the other maps. KA-50, again, this is one of the oldest modules, so I didn't expect tons here. Nevada, Normandy, Persian Gulf, about the same. Mirage 2000, just a few missions, in all of them. Surprisingly, Mirage 2000 has the most missions over Normandy. I guess because it's a French fighter, maybe they did that. Okay, MiG-21, about 7 missions. In comparison, that's what you get with Nevada 2, but that's about it. Mi-8, surprisingly only 4 missions with the Mi-8. Really, guys? Nevada 1, Normandy none, Persian Gulf 5. So they give you more missions with the Persian Gulf. SA-342, which is the Gazelle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 missions. Nevada 3, Normandy none, Persian Gulf none. Spitfire, surprisingly they give you 5. With Nevada they give you more. Normandy they only give you 5, and Persian Gulf they give you none. Su-25T, considering this is the free module that comes with DCS World, it was nice of them to give you that many missions. With Nevada you only get 4. Normandy you actually get 6. Persian Gulf you've actually got, I believe, 7. So the default map, they do give you the most. TF-51D only comes with 3 missions, and there's what are you going to do in it because it doesn't have any weapons. UH-1 H, Huey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 missions. Nevada 1, Normandy none, Persian Gulf with nice variety. And let's jump in the free flight real quick in the Huey. Because most of this terrain you tend to really see what's possible when you get low to the ground, because in a helicopter you're able to fly lower to the ground and see the objects better. Definitely a difference between going 100 knots and 500 to 600 knots over terrain. You actually see things. Alright, in the Huey, turning off the object labels. Let's give it left pedal and take her up. Head towards the city. Ooh, I'm in the Air America livery. Kind of taking a minute to get going here. I think all the trees are really fun. In helicopters, that is. Just takes forever to get moving in a helicopter. And the surprising thing is my GPU isn't really being taxed that much, which is really nice. I was playing MechWarrior 5 earlier, and it was spiking me at like 80 to 83 Celsius, which is really higher than what it's normally going. Look at that train, very nice detail. And I have everything cranked up in this, at least the settings I use for VR with the Trees Max now, and I'm only hitting about 67, which is pretty amazing because DCS World really pushes the hardware. Nice tree detail, and unlike the Normandy map, these trees don't look like stick figures until you get up on them. At least I'm not noticing that. Maybe it's the color being darker. Pretty cool stuff. Jump back out, and the A4, you get a few missions. Nevada, nothing, nothing, nothing. A4 Community Mod only has 3 missions. And the key thing here is if you go to missions, for the A10, you have nothing but default map missions. If you go to the missions for the Viggen, nothing but default map missions. AV8, nothing but default missions. F-16 has a little variety, 3 Caucasus missions, 1 Nevada, 2 Persian Gulf. The F-5, default missions. The F-14 has a nice little variety, but the most of the ones they have are for the default map. F-18 has the most missions, I think, out of any module in this entire game, and over a page of default missions. Bunch of Nevada missions and a bunch of Persian Gulf missions. Flaming Cliffs is probably the second largest, and it has to do with the fact that there's, what, 6 planes or whatever? KA-50, nothing but default missions. Mirage, nothing but default map missions. Same thing with the MiG-21. Mi-8, SA-32 only has 1, are you kidding me? Spitfire, 2. Wow. SU-25, nothing but default map. Huey, nothing but default map. And the other thing to keep in mind is just about every campaign that comes with any one of these modules takes place on the default map as well. Default map. F-14, default map. F-18, I have an Aggressors campaign that I purchased outside of the default map, and this takes place in Nevada, but Task Force Challenger uses the Black Sea Caucasus region. And Flaming Cliffs, these are all default map except for, I think, the Red Flag one. That's one that I purchased separately. KA-50 takes place on the default map. Mirage takes place on the default map. MiG-21, default map. Mi-8, default map. SA-342, default map. Spitfire. It doesn't come with a campaign, and both of the campaigns I bought for it are for the Normandy map and requires the World War II Assets Pack as well. And the Su-25 has its campaign on the default map. And then the UH-1, once again, the Caucasus default map. So, overall, this is the map that's going to have the most content out of all the maps so far. And I'm starting to like it more. There's definitely stuff to like there. But I still think the Nevada and Persian Gulf maps look a little nicer, but maybe I'll fly some helicopters over this more with the trees. So I'm going to leave it at that. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel.